y'all doing? This is Earthquake from Tattoo For You. Today we're going to be doing a updated version of how to stencil your fake skins. This is going to be all the stuff you need to do it. You're going to need a fake skin, of course, rubbing alcohol, speed stick, paper towels, gloves, a heat gun, and your stencil. So first things first, we're going to move this out the way. We're going to grab some gloves because we should always be working as if we're tattooing on a human being. It just gets you in that habit. It's not 100% necessary, but it's something you should get in the habit of if you plan on ever tattooing people. Lazy artists spread diseases. Get my fat hands up in there. Okay, we're gonna move this out of the way. This out of the way. What we'll be starting with is cleaning the fake skin, which is a necessary step. If you do not clean it and get all the oils and dust and dirt and grime off of your fake skin, you will never get your stencil to stick properly. So we're gonna wipe that up really good with some 70 proof alcohol. It doesn't matter what kind of rubbing alcohol you're using, as long as it's at least 70 proof. 93 proof would actually be better, but this is what I have, so this is what we're using. As you can see, all this gunk and grime came off of there. This isn't a brand new, well, it's a brand new skin, but it's been stored with used skins and stuff, so mine's got a bunch of gunk on it. As you can see, there's some purple. So at this point, we are going to move this out of the way. We are going to take another paper towel, and at this point, we're going to just pat everything down. Now, I am only making this video because I've had a lot of comments on my previous video stating it takes too long to dry, I got ADHD, I'm impatient, wham. So this is, I assume this was common sense, but we're going to make this video. Now, if you do not have the heat gun, you can use a blow dryer. It does not matter. You just need something to heat up and dry stuff. We will show that in a second. I'm skipping ahead of myself. So at this point, once we got this dry, we are gonna go over this with speed stick with a generous amount. I don't know why I'm doing the whole thing. You really just got to do the area that the stencil is going to be in, which is going to be on this side. So that way, you don't want to put it right in the middle. You want to use as much space on the fake skin as you can. So now that we got a good amount of speed stick, we will move on to the stencil. Now you can hand draw these on here. You can use a stencil machine. You don't even need thermal paper. You could draw on a piece of paper and then reverse it, and that's a whole nother video. So now that we have just our stencil, we are gonna, hold on a minute, we're gonna pat this to get it tacky. Now we are gonna stick our stencil on here, figure out where you want it. That's good enough to me. Now the key to this is getting it smooth and not letting it move. Look at me over here priming. So you're gonna want to go over with your finger over all your lines, but while holding the stencil in place. You can tape it down, which is the safer route, or you can be lazy like me and not tape it down. So basically you're just gonna put pressure all over your stencil while holding it so it doesn't move, because if you move it, it smudges. Alright, now we will remove the stencil, and most of it is there, good enough. You can see up there, it doesn't have to be perfect. Now at this point, this is where the update comes in. We're gonna start with taking a paper towel without smudging. We're just gonna dab gently, just to get, we're gonna get any extra deodorant off of here that we can, that's on the outsides, without going into our stencil. And at this point we will take either a blow dryer, heat gun, whatever you got. Mine is a TGK. It's got an adjustment for how hot the machine will get. This is cold, well, it's still, this is warm, this is extremely hot, and then it has two speeds, low and high. We're gonna put it on high, and we're just gonna go back and forth, but you don't want to stay in one, you don't want to stay in one spot. We're just gonna go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and this is gonna speed up the process. You could let this sit a week, or you could sit here for, we'll time it, and time. Test. At this point, barely anything's coming off. Barely anything's coming off. We're gonna go another minute. Alright, now at this point, it's not going to be as good as if you let it sit a week, but you can see it's barely smudging. It's good enough to work with at this point. We will be doing a video of me tattooing this design with those Ambition torped machines with the Q-Arc batteries. The part 2 to the review, we'll be doing this design. It's got some pretty bold lines and it's gonna have some good color packing to it, so it's a good all-around piece for it. So watch out for that video. If you haven't watched the part 1, go watch the part 1. I've been Earthquake from Tattoo For You. Like, subscribe, share, pass on the knowledge. There's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of stuff that people think is just common sense because they've been tattooing forever, like me. You know, I figured this would have been common sense, but it's, you know, something I do all the time. And to me, it's just an everyday thing. To you guys, you might never even have thought about it. You know, it's something simple. If you got a blow dryer, it might take a little bit longer. I will post how long this took me. I think it was 3 minutes.